Hello, aviator families. My name is Mrs. Kessel, and this year I will be your student's STEAM Enrichment teacher. STEAM Enrichment is a special that your child will have once a week, and in this video I'm going to just quickly give you an overview of what is STEAM, who am I, and what your child will need to do this year. Let's get started. So first of all, what is STEAM? Like I said, STEAM is a specials class, just like media, art, gym, music. Your child normally gets to come to my classroom, the STEAM lab, once a week for a special. Now, since we are doing virtual learning, they will come to my virtual classroom once a week for STEAM. You may have heard of STEM before. STEAM is very similar, except for we've added an A. So what does it stand for? Well, STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So in this class, what we do is we blend those different subjects together to create thinkers of the future. So one example of a STEAM lesson might be, let's say in first grade, we're learning about sound waves. So we would use our engineering skills and build a musical instrument. And then we would talk about the science behind it, where we see that the vibration when we pluck a string or blow into a harmonica, the vibration is what is making the sound. And then we would get into the arts of it a little bit, where we might take a first grade music standard, which talks about rhythms in a 4/4 pattern with quarter notes and eighth notes and rests. And we would actually practice singing and playing our musical patterns. And then we would get into the math of it, where we would talk about how a half note counts for 2 beats. An eighth note is because it takes 8 of them to equal a whole measure. So we talk about the science, engineering, art, and mathematics in that lesson. We didn't get to technology, but we still blended them. So a good STEM or STEAM lesson will combine at least 2 of those components to be considered a true STEAM or STEM lesson. And this is really going to engage your child's brain to problem solve and invent and innovate and collaborate with their peers and to communicate their findings. So who am I? Well, as I said, my name is Diane Kessel, and I'm your student's STEAM Enrichment teacher. If you have a 6th grader at Eunice, I also teach 6th grade keyboarding. I've been teaching for 11 years. This is my 11th year. And my hobbies include pretty much anything outside. If I wasn't a teacher, I'd probably be a park ranger at a national park or a marine biologist. So science is really my passion, and this is a great opportunity for me to be able to bring that to your children. When do I meet with your child? That depends on what grade your child is in. So each specials teacher is being assigned a different grade level, and we will push in during the morning ELA and math sessions with your child's classroom teacher. So at the time I'm filming this video, I haven't been given my assignment just yet, but each specials teacher will be pushing into a different grade level. And then on top of that, what specials teachers will do, including myself, is 1 day a week on Schoology, I will post a lesson on Schoology for your child. It will be a short recorded video, and then your child will have some sort of task to complete independently. And then throughout the year, depending on how long we're online, in the afternoons, what I'll be doing is I'll be starting small group sessions where I will be meeting with small groups on Zoom. There are over 500 students at McCollough, so I can't reasonably meet with all of them in a week live on Zoom. Even if I just took the 5th graders, that's 100 students on a Zoom. That's not very manageable, and I really wouldn't be giving much to your student more than I would in a video. So what I'm going to do is start small groups that I would see. So for example, my 4th and 5th graders normally learn, my 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders normally learn coding. So I might start a 3rd grade coding club for kids that are interested in learning how to code, or a 4th grade coding club. And I would see those students once a week, and we would learn about coding. In 5th grade, I also was planning to teach 3D printing this year. We have a new 3D printer I'm excited to use. So I might find a group of 5th grade students that are interested in learning how to 3D print, and over Zoom, I would teach them how to 3D print and then print their designs here in the STEAM lab. So it just depends on the grade. And remember, I see everyone from young 5s through 5th grade. Depending on the grade, I'm going to start different small groups and clubs, and I'll be seeing those students that are really passionate about STEAM. So when you get to Schoology, each student will have a class that looks similar to this in their Schoology, depending on their grade. To make it easier on myself, all my classes look the same. The only thing that's different is this one says kindergarten and has a K. If you're a 3rd grader, it says 3rd grade and has a 3. But all of my classrooms are set up the same to make it easier on the students and on you parents. Now, if you look here, this is my virtual classroom. If you click it, it will take you to my YouTube page. Parents, this is a great resource because on my YouTube page, if you look at my playlists, I have a whole playlist of Schoology tutorials. So if you are having trouble with how to do something on Schoology, or your student is having trouble, you can look at my playlist of videos and see how to do different things. If there is something you need help with, just send me a message and I'll be happy to create a tutorial for that. I also have just general technology tutorials on here, as well as I teach keyboarding class, so my keyboarding tutorials are on here as well. If you have a 6th grader, that's where they'll find their assignments. So that's a really great resource for you. These buttons are all clickable. What your student will do when they come to my class each week is they will first click the purple Mrs. Kessel's message button, where they will find directions or a video of me telling them what they need to do this week. If they click this week's work after that, there will be the video lesson as well as any materials that they will need for this week's lesson. And you can also see that on this chalkboard on here, I have written out what to do when you come to my class. And this will sometimes change, so just make sure your child is reading the message on the chalkboard when they come to my class and following those steps. Now, this is a hands-on class. We do a lot of engineering and building in this classroom. And so I don't expect you parents to have everything that I have in my STEAM lab at home. So to make it easy on you, I have created this materials button, and I'm going to update it at the beginning of the month. And parents, what I will need you to do is to try to collect those materials for your student. Now, it's not going to be anything crazy. Usually what we build things out of are recycled materials. So for example, I might have on there, you need 2 toilet paper tubes, a cardboard box, and some masking tape. That might be what they need to create their assignment that month. Or I might just say general recycled materials. Often I don't give students a set list of materials they have to use. I let them use their imaginations and their creativity. So if you normally recycle, which we should all be doing, just set aside an extra box in the kitchen or in the garage where students can collect recycled materials. And then anytime they have a project, they can just pull stuff out of there. So especially if you have more than one elementary student, just put everything in a box and then they can use it as needed. Some things they will need for sure are either masking tape or duct tape. Those work the best. I use a lot of masking tape in this class. Duct tape's more expensive. I use masking tape. It works just fine, or painter's tape. Things like straws, toothpicks, pipe cleaners, Play-Doh, and then, like I said, all of the recycled materials. But I will try my best to update this materials list. When you click the button, it will take you to the list of materials that your student will need that month for all of their activities. And remember, they'll be doing activities with me every week. So 4 to 5 times in that month, I'll have all the materials they'll need for that. If your child is going on Zoom with me for a small group, they will have to be signed in through the district website, just like they do for their teachers' classes. And then if they just click the Zoom button, it will take them to that meeting at the correct time. So like I said, each week the kids are going to come to Schoology, click on that message, click on their work, and then turn in any work that they owe me, just like they would turn in work for any other class. Now, there are some extra buttons on there for your students to use. As you can see in my virtual classroom, it says STEAM Star of the Month, May Jemison. Each month, we'll be focusing on a different scientist or person who excelled in their STEAM field. So this month, I picked my favorite astronaut, May Jemison. So the students would click on the STEAM Star of the Month button, and it will take them to a page that has different activities, usually some sort of book that they need to watch a video, like a read aloud and listen to, maybe an informational page that they need to get facts about that person, and then maybe a video if that person is still alive or has been alive recently, a video of that person talking or giving an interview. And then there will be a little quiz that they have to take so that I can see what they've learned. Now, how the STEAM Star of the Month will work is they don't have to do that in 1 week. It will be for the whole month, just sometime in that month they need to complete it. So, halfway through the month, check in on your student, make sure they are doing their STEAM Star of the Month. And since specials are starting a little late in September, I'm going to keep May Jemison up all the way through October. Another extra I have is STEAM websites. If you click this, it will take you to a whole list of different cool STEAM websites that if your child has some spare time or wants to learn more about something, they can use those resources to learn more. And then we have our STEAM challenges. Same thing, if your student has a little extra time and this is something they're really interested in, each month I'm going to be posting a few different STEAM challenges that they can do in their spare time. And if they want to share that with me, that would be wonderful and exciting. But don't feel pressured to do the extra STEAM challenges if you just don't have time for it. That is completely optional. And last, we have our student showcase button. Once I start getting some student work in, I'll be putting pictures and videos of that student work under the student showcase so that you can see what your child's peers are working on and what they're doing and what we're just learning in general. So if you have any questions for me, if you click the Contact Mrs. Kessel button, it will show you the 3 options of contacting me. You can message me on Schoology, you can email me, or there is a link to a Google form that you can fill out, and I will get back to you hopefully within 24 hours. If it's a weekend, I'll get back to you the following school day. So if you do have questions, please email me or message me or fill out that form on Schoology. Once your child's Schoology page is up and running, the reason I'm not clicking these buttons yet is because my Schoology, as of today, which is September 9th, my Schoology is not up and running. Hopefully it will be running by the time you see this video. But if you have questions, please feel free to contact me. And I can't wait to meet with you and your child and help create some thinkers of the future.